everyone, I'm just here to do a video telling you how I lost my first 200 pounds. Now I want to start off by saying that I've always been a heavy person. From a child, I was considered a chubby kid, and going into my teenage years, graduating high school. By the time I graduated high school, I was considered obese. I think when I graduated high school, I was already close to 400 pounds. I didn't realize it. When I look at my pictures today, I found a few pictures of myself when I was in high school. And I look at myself and I couldn't believe I was that heavy when I was in high school. But you know, some people deal with bullying, but thank God I never experienced that when I was in high school. I don't think no one was that foolish to mess with me in high school then, because I was a terror then. So I guess that was another reason why I guess I was never bullied. So when I hear about children being bullied in school now, I don't understand why they don't fight back and defend themselves. But anyway, that's a different story. Anyway, now when I really found out I was at 530 pounds, it was about more than 10 years ago, because I was at my very first job where I was working for a media company. And I ended up going to Weight Watchers with my mom at the time, who was now deceased. And when I went on the scale, that's how I found out. And when I saw that, I could not believe it. I could not believe I was that heavy. Because looking at yourself, every day you just feel as if, you know, you end up not being the same size. But I had to let one of the photographers at my job take a full shot picture of myself. And when I looked at that photo, then I started to say, yes, I'm really heavy. And even then, I still didn't take my weight seriously, because I felt as if it was impossible to lose. I struggled with trying to lose weight for years. From a child, it was my parents and my family was trying to help me with my weight loss, and it was just so, it seemed so difficult for me. I wasn't disciplined enough to go on a diet for no long periods of time. But I wanted it, but the flesh was really weak. So, and then I felt as if giving up those foods I've already been used to eating was impossible. And at that time, I loved Chinese food, and every weekend was Chinese food for me. And I could remember having my Chinese food, and I was so common to the Chinese food till the people in the restaurant knew my name. They couldn't pronounce it properly, but they used to call me Low Cell. But anyway, that's different stuff. Anyway, but giving up those foods was my weakness, and I have a sweet tooth, and I was an emotional eater. And I think what contributed to this weight gain was because years of oppression, things people said to me, things people did to me. Food became my therapy, because I could remember having my nights of going into my room, locking my door, eating and crying, eating and crying. And I was crying, I was praying. Sometimes I prayed that God would just take me from this earth, because I didn't want to be here anymore, and I didn't know what was going on with me. And I guess it was from prayers, because I come from a praying family, and I guess the prayers worked, because I think it was like in 2000, someone had prophesied something to me, and you know, at that time I wasn't really moved. I say, I hear you, but I ain't listening. I hear you, but I ain't listening. But as the years came along and I became much older and more mature, I started to take my weight a little bit more seriously. And it wasn't until like about 2010 that I realized I had lost 100 pounds from 99, 2000. So it took me a long time to lose that first 100 pounds, because I was not disciplined enough to do it. And I was going to the gym, I would go on the treadmill, I would go on the elliptical, the cross trainer, the stair climber, and do my strength training, everything, and still eating the unhealthy foods. sometimes I would go on this diet, probably be on a diet for a month, and then I would just give up again because I felt as if that so-called healthy food was so boring, and I done used to this type of food. And down in the Bahamas, some of our food could be very unhealthy. It's tasty, but it's very unhealthy. Some of them are very unhealthy. So it was a tug of war with me with trying to give that up and then live healthy. Give that up and live healthy. So how I lost that first 100 pounds, I really don't know, because I was on these seasonal diets, and then I'm still going on my unhealthy way of living. And then I think it was like in coming to the end of 2000, I should say 2012, when I decided to go to a nutritionist. And what I learned was at that time I had to learn portion sizes was key. My serving sizes. Always check the nutritional facts of these stuff that you would eat, and how much calories and how much sodium are inside these food. That's when my weight started to take on full course, and I started losing the weight. And knowing that I don't, even if I have a full plate, doesn't necessarily means I need to fill it with food, because sometimes when we have these plates, we feel as if the plate must be filled up completely, and that's what I used to do in the past. And that's what contributed to my weight gain, and which led to obesity. And I felt that, and because I was an emotional eater, food became my comfort. And I guess it took a toll on me where I didn't want to go to no specialty stores anymore. And I'm working hard at not having to do that anymore, because now I'm at the point where I'm coming down, and I used to be a size 36 in dress, and now I'm down to like a size 20. And I'm working very hard to get into teens again, because I can't tell the last time I saw the teens. I thought the teens, I think I was in primary school when I was wearing actual 18, 16, 14 size clothing. And I guess this weight loss is pushing me even more, because I'm not only doing this for me. I know this is someone out there is hurting. Someone out there is frustrated with their weight as well, who's suffering with being morbid obese, and they feel as if they can't lose the weight. It's possible, but it's just a mind battle. The mind is the thing. If you only could be renewed if we could only be renewed in our minds, yes, we can do it. Someone out there who's watching this video, yes, you can do it. You can do it. I thought I couldn't do it. And look at me now. I'm in my 200s and still fighting. I'm still fighting. And I know it's possible. So don't give up on yourself, because I know some people that even want to give up and wish they would, or try to commit suicide. But don't give up on yourself, because you're here for a purpose. And maybe you're here to be a guiding light for someone else, but you might just be in a state right now where you feel as if you can't be a help to anyone. But sometimes God hides us in things like this to show us our inner strength. And I know He's been showing me this, because many people will tell you, I know many people, especially my family, gave up on me concerning my weight. And I don't know too much about friends, because I didn't have too much of the best of friends in my lifetime, so I can't really say, but I'm sure they had negative things to say. But family, I know for sure. Family for sure, I know, at one point gave up on me. So what it took for me to do is just go into a nutritionist, and I went to someone, a stranger, who helped me with my weight, who was more knowledgeable and helping me how to lose this weight. Because some people will try and recommend diet pills. Those diet pills ain't the way for me. Some people in the past told me about DVDs. I had DVDs in my room. Let me tell you how much I had exercise tape. No one has used videotapes anymore. I had them in my room. Over 10 years, never used something the plastic still on them. I never used it. That's how long people have been trying to help me with my weight, and it never worked, because at that time my mind wasn't there, and my body wasn't willing to go on the road. Because years ago my brother would ask me to go with him to go walk on the road, and I was too self-conscious. I wouldn't feel as if can't stand too many people staring at me, and especially at that size, then you can imagine how people would stare. And some people might even say she only wasting her time. So I sure many people said that. So at the end of the day, it just had to take me committing to this weight loss program, weight loss journey, and have to fight this battle, because sometimes the enemy like to bring obstacles to make you feel as if you're not worthy of anything, and you must give up, and you must give up on yourself, and you ain't valuable, when deep down you are the greatest gem out there. Sometimes we have to look like that for a season, so God can allow us to see who is true and who are fake. And he sure allowed, for the last few years, showed me who was real and who was fake. And I can say I don't really have anyone genuine, at least for friendship. The only person I'm close with like that is my sister. And that's the only person I would really tell anything to, because I know she have a spiritual life, and she always have positive words to say. She never tells me nothing negative like that when it comes to my weight loss. So it's only her faculty I really tell anything like that, at least personal stuff I would tell anything to. So I can't say exactly. It will take you having to cut out certain foods to lose the weight. Yes, the food is nice, it's tasty, but then, as I said before, you don't want to love it till death. Because at the end of the day, this obesity is coming with heart problems, diabetes, and now they're saying that obesity is linked to cancer. I don't know. What? Anyway, so now I could say, you have to fight this battle. You have to believe in yourself first, and you have to believe that you can do it. Because until you get out of that mindset, then everything will seem impossible for you, and then no one will believe in you because you don't believe in yourself. So how could anyone else believe in you? So, and my weight has contributed to things that people did to me in the past. But anytime people would do things to me, go in depression state. I would go in my room and I eat, and I would eat. But a lot of people didn't realize what was going on with me, because I was the type of person that never opened up with people. And a lot of things people said to me, they might have said to me jokingly, they didn't realize how much they hurt. I laughed it off, but I was crying inside, and they didn't realize it. And another thing down here in the Bahamas, with me being heavy, it's also being hard to even find good jobs, because a lot of people discriminate against heavy people. I've seen people who I've worked with didn't have the degree, like I have a degree, and I have some of the qualifications and some of the skills they don't even have, but they had better jobs than me. And I was wondering, how is it that they get these jobs and they don't have the qualifications, but I do, and it's so hard for me to get a job. And I've been unemployed now for about 3 years, going on 4. And one time I went on an interview, and this gentleman interviewed me. It was for this accounting firm, and he told me straight up, he said, yes, you have the degree, you have the skills, but I'm not going to hire you because you're too heavy. He told me that straight blank. That had me in a state of depression. He didn't realize then what he did to me that day, because that sent me in another state of depression, and I went right back into food again. So some things that people do to you will hurt, but at the end of the day, you got to brush off all those negativity, dust yourself off, and start walking again, and believe in yourself, and stay away from negativity, because you will find people who will say, you ain't gonna look good slim. I didn't even think I would look good slim either. I didn't even think I would have even reached the 200 and something pounds. But it had to take me fighting this curse, and believing that I can lose the weight and I could look good small. But sometimes when you don't have no vision, then you will say things like that, because until I started having visions of myself, and I saw God showing me myself slim, and I could not believe I would look like that, because I couldn't picture myself how I would look slim, because I've always been heavy, always been a heavy child. So it was so hard to even vision myself like that. So all I could say is, by the grace of God, that this weight has been coming off, because it had nothing to do with me. God must have put some fire in me where he got me to go on the road and exercise. Now you can't get me to come off the road. And want to do these DVDs and home workouts, because in the past I said those home workouts ain't for people like me who heavy. They for people who need to lose 30 pounds. And sometimes they didn't really motivate me enough, because when I used to see the before and after photos, I was like, why are these people wearing the same clothes? So I feel as if those photos was photoshopped anyway. So it didn't really move me like that. And I said these until I found Turbo Fire, because when I first saw the review on it, I wonder why I was becoming so emotional when it came to this DVD. I was like, what's going on? God, what you doing to me, man? I keep getting emotional and start crying and stuff like that. What's going on here? Until I started the Turbo Fire and I understood. And then you see first month, 36.6. Now let's see what can happen next week. So, that's what I'm looking forward to. So, I guess that's it for now. So, whoever it is that's watching this video and you're struggling, don't give up on yourself. You are a prize. You don't realize it yet, but you are a prize for something or even someone who you don't know, that you might be an inspiration for someone out there who's depending on you, who's waiting on you to push them to the point where they want to get to the point where you are. So all I can say is keep the faith. Have faith. Have faith. Faith. Have faith. Faith. Trust me. Have faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So be encouraged, and do not give up. Please don't give up. Don't give up. Because I know many times I used to just say I give up just to hear myself and still go right back and go work out. So don't give up on yourself. You are a gem. So until next week, because next week is weighing time. So guess I'll see you guys later. Bye.